Welcome to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Today, Newport Pier. It wasn't very big, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, compared to yesterday at Huntington, where it was bigger, but it was higher tide and very difficult to catch waves. At Newport, I had so many waves I lost count. So there's a trade-off between size and crowds and all kinds of other things. So smaller waves, but I caught more of them. A lot of fun. It was sunny, beautiful, no wind. There was probably, I'd say, knee-high to maybe waist-high. I did get one bigger wave that was shoulder-high, and the rest were pretty much smaller. But the big one came up to me. I saw it coming from way out there. I mean, it was bigger than all the others. So I started paddling deeper immediately, and luckily enough, I got out far enough that I was able to catch it and turn and made a left there, a bottom turn, and then just flying along the line. But I really wasn't in front of it. I was kind of battling the crest or the foam on my tail and trying to get speed. So the whole time I was trying to catch up to the wave, but was stuck behind it pretty much. But it was still great. Had another right turn. I took off to my right, and my partner who I was surfing with today, he was on my right. So as soon as I made that bottom turn and saw him, I had to peel back left quickly, and we kind of bumped a little bit. Checked our boards. There were no dings or anything, but kind of went a hard right and then a hard left really fast. Almost ran him over. But luckily I did not. So all was well on that one. And the rest, I got a couple of more lefts and then a few more rights. I think I got more lefts than rights, so it was pretty good going left. The waves were coming in from the north, which is the only time Newport breaks, and so they were more rights, but I kept trying to find the lefts, but I got both, so it was pretty good. We started off right in the middle by Blackie's, and then it got crowded pretty quick. So we looked north towards the jetties, and there was nobody down there. So we paddled north a little bit and got out of the crowd. So, I mean, it was probably a little bit bigger towards the pier. In fact, I know it was bigger towards the pier. But there was so many people there that it was just difficult to get your own wave. So we just moved away from the people, found a hole, and it was just me and Mike on the side of this on the side of the north side of the parking lot, just about lifeguard stand 24. And so we were all alone there. There was one guy to our south about 50 yards and a couple of people to our north about 50 yards. So for another half hour or so, we were pretty much on our own. And then about coming up towards 9 o'clock, then more people started showing up, and it seemed like a lot of females. So I'm guessing they dropped the kids off at the school and made their way to the beach. And so we were seeing more and more of the after school or after the dropping off the kids group, and but it still wasn't crowded. I mean, there were still plenty of places to catch a wave by yourself. There was only one time I think where I had to back off a wave because somebody was on it. So for Newport, that's excellent because Newport's notorious for being crowded. So not being crowded was great. So great size for beginners, and Mike is a beginner, and so he was able to catch a lot of waves. And, just practice standing up and turning. That's the thing. And he started to get better and better at it. And, he doesn't surf as much because he works. So he's not always home. He flies jets. So he'll fly away for 2 or 3 days at a time and then be off for a couple of days and then fly again. So he's in and out. So occasionally he comes surfing with us. And since Craig is out with the 9 stitches in his head, it's just me and Mike. So still good. So he was able to get a lot of waves, and that's the best thing you can do is just catch a lot of waves and just practice. So he's getting better at it, and it's smaller, so you don't have to feel like you're risking your life like I do a lot at Huntington. But they're also bigger, faster, and more adrenaline. So there's the trade-off. Take whatever side you want. But weather's warming up, so it's going to get more and more crowded at Newport, undoubtedly, especially once word's out that it was breaking. Last couple of days, it's been so small, it's not even worth getting wet. I mean, literally, ankle high. I mean, barely a wave that's even rideable. But today was good. Tomorrow, we don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow's another day. So we'll see what happens. For some reason, when we first got there was a lot of birds dive bombing fish and stuff just very close, not even 100 yards offshore. And they were flying directly over our head and then going a little bit deeper into the water and then diving down. And I'm guessing there was some school of fish there waiting to be eaten. So they were all having breakfast, and there was all kinds. It wasn't just the pelicans. There were the smaller birds were diving into the water as well. And then the seagulls will kind of float along the surface. They don't really dive, but they'll pick off stuff that's laying around. So they're more of a scavenger type hunter. So they would pick off a few. So there's a lot of birds just swarming around. I didn't see any fish or any schools, and the water was really murky. It wasn't clear at all. It was very kind of almost like mud looking when you looked down, but when you looked at it from the shore, it looked blue. But when you got in the water and looked straight down, it looked like there was just a lot of dirt in the water. So good day, good temperature, warming up. The water's still cold, but the air is getting warmer and the sun's out, which makes a huge difference. So we're looking good. So until tomorrow, we'll see what happens. Thanks for listening. Check us again tomorrow. We'll see if it's getting any better and bigger. I'm probably, I'm going to be alone tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to Huntington, ride my bike, or if I'll make the big change into the car. It's a lot more difficult to take the car down to Newport because it's so hard to lock and everything because of the computer. It doesn't allow it to lock with the key still in the area. So I have to turn off the computer in order for it to lock with the key. And then when I get back out, I have to go back into the computer and turn all the automatic locks back on. So it's a bit of a job, but whatever. Do what you got to do. Thanks for listening. Check out our sponsors, nappyclothing.com, Merch Hero, Task Bullet, Swing Easy Hammocks, and mine. WordPress, Dan Nappy at WordPress. An Elephant in the Room is the name of the book. You can read it and enjoy. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.